In the 4TW from Harcourt, Iowa to his outside from Carthage, Illinois. The 22 is Austin Becerra. Terry Phillips in car 75. The Springfield, Missouri goes 7th, while Keith Foss out of Winona, Minnesota in car 95 goes 8th. Starting 9th out of Rushford, Minnesota, the 15W is Alex Williamson to his outside from Hayesville, Kansas. Car 65, it's Hollywood Tyler Davis. Starting 11th out of Sugar Creek, Missouri, the 75M is Gunnar Martin to his outside. From Spicer, Minnesota, the 96 is Taton Hansen. On 13th on the grid, from Lubbock, Texas, the 7X is Chris Dawson to his outside from Pine Island, Minnesota. The 51W is JT Wasman. John Daly out of Arcadia, Wisconsin. The 94J goes 15th. 16th is Devin Havlick out of Waterloo, Iowa in the 5D. 17th is Kylie Kath from Claremont, Minnesota in the 83. Kelsey Foley out of Otis, Kansas in the 44K. Starts 18th. Jaden Larson out of Mankato, Minnesota in the 36K is 19th. 20th out of Casson, Minnesota. The 23 is Darwin Carew. 21st, Ron Verbeek out of Oskaloosa, Iowa in the R. To his outside from Red Oak, Texas. The 4M is Bobby Malkus. Rick Beebe in car 22 out of Shawnee, Kansas. And Gene Nicholas in Lowell, Arkansas in the 11M. Round out the remainder of the field. Once again, 24 cars, 15 times around, looking for 12 to move on to the B feature here tonight. Guys, I'm out of breath. Bring us to the green flag. Lights out. Field going to tighten up down the back straightaway.
I can tell you the 12 that advanced out of the last race because there ain't a straight panel on them.
They're easy to find. That's a good call.
I'm liking this second-generation driver. Steve Wetstein, his dad, was calling saying, hey, I'm home, got my feet up, was riding a bike today, watching his young son Ryan. Grandpa Dave's here. He's watching him as we're going green. This should be a dandy.
Off of turn 2, Lavasser is out in the lead, and just as he talked, Wetstein, the famous green 90 that's a lot of known up north there, still in second.
I'm just happy we made it off of turn 2 clear.
I agree.
We might have broke our streak.
Calamity Corner did not happen this start, and that's awesome. A lot of good, tough racing going on right now.
Careful, still early in this one, guys.
and look at this race surface. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, they're 3 wide. There's sliders coming 4 wide. Coming off of 4 farther back. This is awesome racing.
Absolutely it is. Your leader, the 99 Ella Steve Lavasser, works off of turn at number 4. Ryan Wetstein in the 92nd. Brandon Givens in 3rd. 4th right now is Tim Ward. Austin Becerra rounds out your top 5. A lot of cars jockeying for position that final transfer spot. Here comes Chris Dawson, cut down the racetrack off of turn 2. He'll go 3 for 1, makes contact with Wasman. Sends Wasman up the racetrack. He transferred out of the last feature event.
And oh, by the way, that was the 12th place position. So
that was.
Give you an idea of the intensity in that spot.
As they roll back into turns 3 and 4, battle for the transfer. The 96 of Taton Hansen, your current transfer car, down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Battles all over the speedway in front of them, but that's the spot we really need to pay attention to. As Hansen trying to come back after Dawson through turns 3 and 4 in front of him. Dawson dealing with the 13J. Now Tristan Dykus to the infield. That's going to bring his night to an end. That puts JT Wasman in the show.
Now we're looking at that focal point now becomes the 75 car of Gunnar Martin is on that spot now, so keep an eye on that area as it's going to get tight. John Daly is the next man up to try to battle for that position.
Already halfway through this one. 8 laps in, 7 laps to go. The field getting the halfway to go sign.
They're starting to break out a little bit. I mean, they're starting to find their lines, find where the car is free, where they like to be, and just getting some seat time right now. But things are starting to ramp up a little bit farther back. They know it's time to get with it.
They are, as again, the 75 of Gunnar Martin, the first man on the outside looking in. He's working off of turn 2. Oh, nearly problems for Chris Dawson. Dropped it off of the back straightaway. Tate Hansen going to get by. I don't know how he saved it from hitting the end of that wall into turn 2. Nevertheless, he races on. He gets back by Hansen once again at the exit of turn 2. So Hansen back on the bubble, tries to dive back to the inside. Hansen makes contact. Whoa, Dawson hard into the fence.
And like I said, there's a give and take, and there's jobs, and there's a slide job, and that is a slide job that went bad.
That was a hair-raising couple of laps there. It started 2 laps ago. Dawson dropped the right rear off the back straightaway, came back on, raced back by Hansen. Hansen ducked back to the inside in turns 3 and 4, tried to pull the trigger on a slide job that just didn't clear, clipped Dawson's left front. That sent Dawson into the fence. He banged the right front off the wall, and you saw a bunch of smoke there as well. So,
yeah, he's out of it looking at it, and not a real happy camper right now.
They were crossing each other for a couple laps.
Well, we said that things were starting to get intense, and indeed they are as the laps have clicked off here tonight. As up front is pretty much the top 5 has stayed clean and green, but farther on back, they're starting to mess with everybody, and there's OTP Terry Phillips in the Bloodline race chassis, just trying to survive this one and move on to the next dance.
So Chris Dawson up along the top side of turns 3 and 4. You see track officials come to the attention of that race car. I can imagine the right front on that race car probably killed as hard as he made contact over there. You saw a big puff of smoke, so maybe something, a coolant hose or something getting knocked off as well. You would maybe imagine there.
I would say that, or unfortunately, it could be just radiator damage from the impact, getting into the frame and so forth. So, hard impact. The track is still super fast, and like Lon mentioned earlier, it's definitely racy, though. They've been 2 wide, 3 wide, and just some more intense, hard racing going on, and lots of feelings getting hurt, lots of quarter panels getting bent, but these guys are all soldiering on because they just the prize at the end of the day is make that A feature.
Indeed, just trying to make the big dance and say, hey, I made it. The silver 25th anniversary, the Jubilee, whatever you want to call it, to try and get in the A main. You're gonna earn your paycheck here tonight.
They definitely are, and we've got them. I think we're getting close to getting them stacked and restacked. Everybody's in single file order now. Steve Levasseur out front, Ryan Wettstein, Brandon Givens, and Tim Ward are your top 4 as they get ready to be doubled up.
So Tate Hansen, obviously, he's being the one pointed at for the caution, we'll say. We'll put it nicely that way. He's having to line up near the tail of the field. That's to the benefit of Gunnar Martin, as Gunnar Martin was on the outside looking in. He's now into the next main event. John Daly going to be the first car on the outside looking in, though. Here's the thing. We're getting ready to double file restart. Better keep our eyes right around that spot because it's getting ready to get hairy real fast, quick, and in a hurry.
I think every position right now tonight.
Probably.
There's no time to sleep, and I'm just saying from a fan, from a racer's perspective, there's a lot going on out there on the track, and a lot of intensity and rubbing, and it's rubbing is racing, but it's tough.
Yeah, they got bumpers on them, and I do feel that they're going to start using them just to maybe a little bit more as we're getting ready to come back to the green flag off of 4. We're back underway.
Green flag in the air, field rifles off down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. A bunch of jockeying for position. JT Wasman going the wrong direction as he was up the banking at the turn 2 exit. 2 cars get by. Kylie Kath in the 94. Daly Wasman trying to come back to the inside of the 94.
There is some intense racing that's 3 wide, 2 wide, 4 wide. You can't keep up with it at the back of the field, that's for sure right now.
It's JT Wasman and John Daly racing for the final transfer spot. Wasman deep to turns 3 and 4, makes contact with Kath, gets way sideways. Kelsey Foley races by, so Wasman, he's going to have to reel in another couple of spots in the closing laps of this one. 2 laps to go, coming to 1 to go this time off of turn 4.
Devin Havlick's making a bid to be in that position too. White flag, here we go.
There's a slider. Here comes more contact as they hustle back into 1.
John Daly, the final car in the show. JT Wasman, he's got to run down the back straightaway off of 4. Levasseur, your winner. We're watching the final transfer. Wasman dove, slides across the racetrack. Daly, though, he'll hang on to the spot. John Daly in the program. That race for the final transfer spot was furious. And, they may not, it's far enough back, they may not know exactly who's in, who's out. They're listening to Todd with intent right now, trying to figure out who needs to go where. We'll go ahead and give you the top 12 rundown, though. Steve Levasseur, Brandon Givens, Ryan Wettstein, Austin Becerra, Tim Ward, Terry Phillips, Tyler Davis, Alex Williamson, Keith Foss, Gunnar Martin, Kylie Kath, and John Daly, the 12 cars making it out of the C feature event.
There's a little disagreement down there on the on the entry to the scale area there, and so we'll try to have to get these two guys unhooked.
You never see that coming from a